All right, just setting up everybody. In the meantime, how is everyone doing? I have a game request, says Jake in my text. I'm not playing games, Jake, in my texts. I am unboxing things. Unless you mean that you want me to buy something so that we can play together, in which, if that's the case, then maybe. It depends. It depends on how bad your taste is. But yeah. All right, I got my live chat going on the computer. So hypothetically, I will be able to see if people are talking to me there. Obviously, no one's here, which is always really awkward in the beginning when you're trying to talk to somebody and you know there's nobody there. But that's fine. That's fine. I don't necessarily need to, convince myself that I'm not talking to myself. That's fine. That's just fine. All right, let's set up the stool. There's a nice little makeshift table here. That looks pretty good right there with all my tools over there and in the frame. That's not distracting at all, having a bunch of my tools in the frame on the ground, because I didn't clean up all the way after last night after doing my wiring harness. So, time to unbox shit. What did I order? Nobody knows. I mean, I know. None of you people know. Except for the people who I told. Then those people definitely know. All right. The first one is from Zen Market. By the way, these are all related or semi-related to the Taito Vuelix. That thing. I know. Moving on. So, just move the camera. But yeah, last night sucked. Last night sucked really bad. I would not recommend last night. Last night was a lot of disappointment followed by one very pronounced moment of happiness fixing my Vuelix. Let's see here. We have Jake with "I'm here, I know, but only because I'm psychic." This is the reason why we invite Jake here, so that I can be completely confused. I don't know what you're replying to. I'm sure it made sense to you when you typed it. Oh, hold on, he's still typing. Last night sounds like a bad Tinder date. Well, I mean, I got fucked, so... And at the end, I got lucky. The only thing that's different is that I didn't walk away with an STD. Actually, you know what? Speaking of which, not STD. Ew. Speaking of the Vuelix, I should say. But did you get the clap? No, I didn't. Fortunately for me, Taito never made any devices or video games that gave people the clap. I mean, can you imagine if he's like, "Hey baby, I'm gonna give you the clap"? That'd be highly disturbing. More disturbing than my bubble bobble dinosaur voice that I came up with on the fly. Anyway, this is only getting worse as time goes on. So, first off, let me show you my balls. This is my brand new. It was new, sealed, in a little baggie. Ball top joystick. This is a Nessica X Live 2 ball top topper. Same Sanwa joystick I had in there. However, I have replaced the, they're not blue, good sound. Yeah, well, you know, I'm taken care of. I did replace the internal mechanism, the, can't think right now, the mechanical switches and the spring. So it does feel a lot more accurate than before. However, it is still technically my original Sanwa. This conversation is going downhill. Welcome to my live stream. See, this is what you're missing on your channel. Self-degradation, humiliation factor. Anyway, so yeah, so here's the 4 buttons that caused me so many problems, as I said in my little video that I put out today. Basically an hour or 2 after installing these, it was not instant. So everyone on the forums who was basically trying to say, well, it's because you, I don't know, wired it wrong, I call bullshit. I call bullshit because it was an hour or 2 after I did that it went haywire. And keep in mind, these never really stopped working. It was these 2 buttons here. Right here and right here. This is supposed to be LB, and this is supposed to be right B, or bumper, right? LB, RB. LB, RB. LB turned into RB, and RB turned into right trigger. I went over the wiring like a bajillion times. Basically from like mid-afternoon on Sunday all the way until bedtime, and then directly after work around 5:30 all the way to 1:30 at night. I was going over this stuff. There was nothing wrong. Everything was plugged in where it needed to be plugged in. No metal terminals, you know, quick disconnects on the end of the button wires were touching the cab. Nothing was happening. I even disconnected these several times, thinking that maybe if I disconnected these, it would just revert back to normal controls for this crap, and that somehow they weren't compatible with each other or something. And no, it literally never went back. Ever. I ordered a Brook adapter, another Brook adapter. In fact, it is right here. I ordered another Brook adapter on Sunday from Amazon, thinking, well, it must be the Brook adapter because it's clearly not the wiring harness, because it's just a wiring harness, right? It just wires. Can't fuck that up, especially the stock one that came with the stick. And the only other thing is the custom I/O. 99% sure it's custom I/O, which is weird because the custom I/O, just like the Brook adapter to be fair, can't change controls on its own. There's only one Brook adapter that can change controls that's meant for this sort of application, and it's only meant to work on Xbox specific hardware, not anything else. So yeah, not really sure. I do know it wasn't the Brook adapter though, because when I plugged in the new Brook adapter into this setup, it did the same thing with the same 2 wonky controls. So what I did is I reached out to Chris at Hadouken Shop. To be fair, to his credit, he did get back to me, but then I didn't hear anything after that. I didn't want this to become a multiple days thing. And frankly speaking, I had gotten to the point where I was getting kind of annoyed with having so much crap up here. It made closing the panel sometimes a little not difficult, but just I had to be cautious, if that makes any sense. And I didn't really like it. So now this entire top half section, which I would show you if I didn't have all this crap back on here, is completely and utterly empty. And what I did instead is I now have everything directly wired up to the Brook adapter itself. So luckily, I had that control panel over there that you see right here that came with my Namco crap on the floor over there, which doesn't have a home quite yet. And yeah, I just, since it used the exact same Sanwa stick, I just robbed that wiring harness from that, so I didn't destroy the wiring harness that came with my Vuelix arcade machine, right? And I had a bunch of these wires that I had already ordered from Focus Attack, and then I had some extra ones, namely these little orange plugged ones. I had some extra ones from said stick over there for the buttons that you see there. Between that and making up my own wires and connecting my own quick disconnects to the wires, and then making my own daisy chain, ground things every once in a while, I got it done. I didn't have to bend these, but technically the wires were hitting the brook adapter, even though it clears. So I kind of bent them off to the side. There's like a lot of clearance now. It's like hovering like over here, basically. And everything works. I've tested everything work. The only thing I flubbed up the first time was right was down was right, and left was up and up was left, or something like that. I basically had to switch like the 4 cables around. To be fair, it's because I looked up a diagram online, and clearly that person, was setting me up. He knew in the future that at 1:30 in the morning I would be trying to wire a joystick on a Monday, and said, fuck that guy. I'm going to put out a picture on Reddit that's full of lies. So that's what happened there. Moving on. Looks really clean. No hot water heater issues throughout the process. Yes, well, if I had a hot water issue throughout my process, I would be able to live stream or go to work and make any meaningful amount of money. If you know that joke, then you know. If you don't know that joke, I'll explain it to you, because the guy, frankly, at this point, deserves it. Hadouken Shop was supposed to sell me a Vuelix arcade machine. Yes, indeed. I even paid him. And then he announced later that he had actually sold it to somebody else. And when I emailed him back and expressed that I was not happy with this, and I was concerned that the other ones he was trying to pawn off on me that weren't in the same condition as the one that he had, which looked beautiful to me, although now that I look back, it wasn't nearly as beautiful as this old girl, huh? It was a diamond blue, by the way. He basically said, I can't deal with this right now. My hot water furnace has gone out. Implying that because his hot water furnace had gone out, and, my purchase would have paid for said hot water furnace, he didn't want to help me at all going through the process of an exchange or a return. So I went through PayPal and demanded it. And then the next day he got pissy because I got PayPal involved. And I'm like, yeah, bro, but you can't just like take $1,800 and just like walk off and tell me that one day you'll get back to me, maybe. So yeah, now you understand the inside joke. I had already gotten the Hadouken Custom IO, although it was returned when I purchased that. I thought I still needed one, so I purchased it again once I got my money back from PayPal, which seems kind of weird. And I won't lie, it is, but where else am I supposed to go for this shit? What's weirder still is that I never really truly expressed my utter disdain towards him and tried to keep things as cordially as humanly possible. I probably shouldn't be saying any of this, but there's nothing else that he sells that makes me happy. Anywho, he's the one who sold me the Nessica ball. Thank you. Genuinely appreciate that. How about we just call it even? I think I still lost, especially since I have an IO that's completely worthless and dead. And, I had to wait over 2 months to get my money back from PayPal. You know what? You owe me at least 10 of these ball tops. There we go. If you're watching, those are my demands. New sealed. I'm gonna give one to Jake here, to Tuna, and to some guy on Tuna's thread, and then I'll hold like a raffle on arcade projects. I think that should square up everything. Blank checks are welcome as well. You know, I'm not a demanding guy. I pretty much just gave away this product, I think. That blows. This is what happens when I'm too busy being my typical dry, sarcastic self that people on YouTube rarely get to see. And I'm not paying attention to what my arms are doing, despite the fact they're holding very sharp instruments. So this is the first item, which ironically enough is the last item I ordered. So we're kind of going backwards. But, you know, you don't know that. So what does it matter? So let me explain this. I was a little bummed because I actually really like my Bana passport. I know I can't do anything with it, but, you know, nonetheless. As part of its history, that logo over here goes along with that. That's the Bana passport sort of logo. And anyway, I kind of wanted something that harkened back, other than that sticker, to its, you know, history to some degree. Plus, I had the Ignignxkt X Live ball topper now. So I figured, you know, it might be good to find something that went along with that. Now, these are typically a few $100s if they ever show up. I think there's one on eBay. Don't quote me on this, but I think it's something like 500 bucks. Or Jake would know, because Jake's paying attention to what I say. Isn't that right, Jake? No? Well, that's fine. Anyway, so I got this, which I thought this was pretty cool. It has the Bandai amusement sticker. So it matches. Here. Look at that. It matches. So I can replace that top right panel where the Bubble Bobble guy is currently sitting, and put this instead. And I got, no, I'm not insane. I did not spend $500 on this. If you go on eBay and you spend $500 on this, I have some things to sell you, because you are not good with money, and do as I say. Anyway, so I got this on Zen Market, well, technically Yahoo Auctions, for, what was it, 6,500 yen, which, what is that, like 40 bucks? Something like that. So yeah, I'll put that there. I'm not really sure if I can really make it light up or anything. I'll have to futz with it, but I figure the worst thing that happens is that it's there as a display, or if I really want to butcher it, I know that there are some people who turn them into phone chargers and the like, which might be interesting. You could make a phone charger out of it. And here we are in a bit of irony. I just got rid of my internal harness just so I could inherit another. Anyway, moving on. I believe that's everything of importance in that box. Let me double check the chat. Yep, I'm assuming there's some chat delay. Yeah, I think it's about 30 seconds. So you're responding to me when I've already moved on, which is great. I have one last thing in here, which I don't know what it is. So this will be a surprise to everyone here in chat. This could be a bomb. Um, this could be pornography. This could be food. This could be someone else's order, which would be theft. There's a lot of options, none of which are really probably what I'm looking for. It looks like some form of board, which is making me all the more confused. Was there a secondary daughter board to the RFID that I'm not entirely privy to? I do not run an arcade in Japan, so I wouldn't know. If anyone can chime in here 30 seconds after this question, then maybe we'll get somewhere. If not, I'm just gonna kind of, rift to myself here as I unwrap this. Yes, it does seem to be something, I don't know. This is, well, clearly this harness goes with this somehow. I mean, I see how it plugs in. I don't know what that is. That looks like an SD card reader, maybe? I mean, they wouldn't have had that, I don't think, back then. I'm pretty sure I saw someone put something in a chat, even though it's not appearing on my phone. So I'm gonna look at my computer here. No, nobody did. You've just wasted my time. Thank you. Anyway, so now that I've scared away half my audience, yeah, pretty cool. Apparently sarcasm, as always, is a major turnoff to my audience of 2, formerly 4. That's cool. So this plugs in, I'm gonna start guessing here. This plugs in, well, to nothing on this board. So this plugs into, that adapter. That looks about right. Old SIM card maybe, I don't know. Something like this or this. Well, that's a male, so that would definitely, yes, it goes here for the SD slot. Yeah, I don't know. That plugs into there, okay. And we have a USB B? No. Micro? I don't remember these ones. Let's see. And then we have this giant harness here, which clearly goes on to the bottom here, which is the same harness that I just ripped off my control panel, which does not make me feel good because I don't want to go back to using this ever again. So yeah, I might use this as just a decoration. I don't know, but out the futz with it. There's a lot of plugs, and that could mean all sorts of disasters. Maybe it'll even turn my left bumper into a right. I don't know. So moving on, put that off to the side. See ya. All right. Next is something that's technically not arcade, but will be going in the arcade. Keep in mind, I know what all this stuff is, except for the stuff that I just told you I didn't know what it was. Which was that motherboard. So, that's fun. Well, this might be a clue. I don't think there's really much guesswork past this. If you said PlayStation, well, you're close. If you said Nintendo, I think you just need to show yourself the door. I don't think you're a subscriber here, which is fine. If you'd like to be one, You know, we have room. But yeah, wow, that's a really nice looking controller. It's a virtual. Okay, well, you're gonna have to unsubscribe. I know you are already subscribed, which is unfortunate for both of us. Um, if you'd like to stay so I'm not talking to myself, that would be appreciated, but then you can show yourself the door. Clearly, you do not see a sea of red. I'm pretty sure this is some sort of satanic stamp of approval from Bill Gates here, which might be a clue. And then we have a battery compartment, except it doesn't go towards a rumble pack. So this is clearly not a Nintendo 64 or the battery pack module for said Virtua Boy handheld gaming system. Also, these things are called analog triggers. And in some sort of weird fever dream moment in the past, I think Nintendo might have a slight recollection of these existing. But then it woke up, and it was 1993, and they just went back to 4 of these, which is unfortunate. So, yeah. Let us see what else is in here. Oh, that's nice of him. I'll be honest with you, he didn't really mention that it was going to come with anything. I had actually already gotten a third-party AC adapter. So this is a first-party Microsoft one, which is great, because I would rather use that than the one from Amazon that came from a company that looks like it was based somewhere in China, and it weighs like half the amount as the official one, which always makes me feel a little weird. The system is coming up. Oh man, I hate peanuts. Oh, they're everywhere. Oh man. All right, well, that's fine. We got, what do we got? Could it be a Game Boy? Probably not. At least it's packed well. Yeah, you know what? Say what you will, but he didn't shyster me there. You can tell that it's been opened because it looks like a buzzsaw went across this sticker here. And if you had guessed that it was opened prior to that, then you would be right, because it is a modded system. And this is probably one of the very few Xbox 360 model. Oop, it's upside down. Model E's that is RGH3 modded. I got this custom modded. This has all the type of games that I would like, which the type of people watching this channel would like, but not the type of people who would typically buy an Xbox. So if you're looking for Halo or Gears of War or one of the 19 Forza games, you will not find it here. However, this is chock full of fighting games, Sega games, arcade games, shoot 'em ups, and the like, which is great. This has a, I believe it's a 500 gig hard drive that's pretty full. I think it's 250 plus games. Don't quote me on that. And then of course, at least disc-based games here, I have the ability to add them in there. And then if I want to use a USB here, a little thumb drive, I can add in digital ones. I did request, and we'll have to see if he honored my request. And he said that he did, but we'll see. I did request that all the DLC was on there. Not just because having the DLC for the games would be nice, but also because I have a feeling that adding DLC might be a bit of a bitch to do manually. And then on top of that, it might be something that might be hard to find in the future as stuff is taken down offline. It's invalidated if I can't play Bloody Roar Extreme, Dead or Alive. Well, okay, well, the good news is I was able to actually add a bunch of original Xbox games to this as well. I don't remember if Bloody Roar is on that list. I don't remember if that's a backwards compatible title. But basically anything that was akin to our liking, that was a 360 backwards compatible title, I did add here. So there you go. I think it'll serve me well. I will replace the Xbox 360 Model E that I have inside the Vuelix currently, and I should be good to go. On the flip side, if anyone's looking for a non-modified Xbox Model E, I think I know who might have one. That would be me. Trying to clean up these peanuts here before we go to the major display of the live stream. This is what you've all been waiting for. Although I think that card reader, the Nistica card reader, was a pretty cool little surprise. I hadn't told really anybody about that. Well, I might have told Jake, but that's okay. I'm going to zoom out the camera here, and because YouTube is stupid, that doesn't mean actually zooming out, because it doesn't allow me to do that. So bear with me. I'm just going to move the chair, maybe. There we go. And there we go. Sorry about the movement, everybody. Appreciate your patience. So, this hopefully will fit right underneath the Namco 246. I'm hoping. That is the plan so far, at least. We'll see. If I can fit everything inside the Vuelix cabinet, that definitely is ideal. Nothing against anyone else. There's a million different ways to make your Vuelix cabinet, so I'm definitely not one to judge. Different strokes for different folks. In fact, that's kind of what makes this hardware so cool, is that you can kind of make it your own. For me personally, though, I don't like the idea of having all the systems on the outside of the cabinet, because then it kind of just starts feeling like it's just a TV and a controller with nothing in it. So personally, if I can fit everything in the cabinet, that's kind of the way I want to go. This was shipped from Italy, and he has about 1/4 of an inch of padding on all sides, so press X to doubt as to whether or not this made it in one piece. I'm kind of a little nervous. When someone's packing supply is this, it doesn't really instill a lot of confidence that a computer thing did not brunt the damage from a fall. So I'll be honest with you, it's kind of sad that a random guy on the internet that I found through eBay packed an Xbox better than a guy who has sold me something that is far, far, far rarer, from fucking Italy, no less. I hate people. So far, no obvious damage to this, which is good, because, you know, that is not enough packing on the side with no bubble wrap. Like, from Italy. Come on, like, I don't even know what the hell this is. What is this? This was all that was protecting one side. That was that, right there. Right there on the back. Oh, it's a wiper blade box, folded in half. Well, to the absolute Chad who sold me this in Italy, who probably needed a wiper for his Fiat or some other form of embarrassment. Um, Thanks. Thank you for sending this, and thank you for saving the earth by not using any more of this purpose-built bubble wrap for my multi-$100 purchase. May you rot in hell. Hope this is entertaining for everybody else, because I'm stressed. I swear, man. What is wrong with people? Like, I don't care what this thing is worth. It could have been worth 20 bucks. Like, come on, man. Like, throw some fucking newspaper in there or something. There's more packing peanuts in the Xbox box than there was anything in here. Alright. So as you can see, this is a Taito Type X3. And it is heavy. Oh my god. Okay. Wowza. Okay, well, I don't see any damage. So maybe he knew that this thing was built like a tank and didn't need bubble wrap. Maybe this is a feature from Taito. I don't know. Maybe in Italy this is what their tanks look like and they just add treads while displaying video out for Street Fighter. You never know. I'm not really well versed in Italian culture. It does not smell like any form of baguette or spaghetti, so I'm not really entirely sure if he was telling the truth to his location. The jury is still out on that. It does look like there is a stock graphics card here. I'm assuming this is the 660, as that is what's supposed to have come here. It looks like originally it had a Lord of Vermilion 4 20 plan. I don't know what the 20 plan means. 320 gig Toshiba with a serial number here. If that's helpful towards anybody, knock yourself out. However, this has been modded. There is, hypothetically at least, again, unless I've been shafted, there is an SSD in here with a multi-image. Forgive me, I need to get to my screwdriver here. We'll open up the system together. I think that'll be fun. And hopefully the packing is all he's inept at doing, and hopefully modifying things is his forte. That would be great. So I'm not really sure which screws I need to undo. It doesn't look like these screws here are tied to the lip at all, which I'm assuming is the top panel to open this up. I'm not seeing anything here either, unless somehow these are tied to the top panel. I mean, it's possible. There does seem to be two screws right there. Yeah, but nothing's really tied to the panel. You know what? I bet you it's this, 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 and this. That's my guess. Place your bets. This could be holding up hardware. If you hear a loud clunking sound, that is probably a power supply or a graphics card that was mounted to these screws, falling into the chassis, never to be seen again. This could be holding up the motherboard. Really quite a bit of options here. I do know one thing though. I just lost that screw. So that sucks. For free Xbox 360 for anyone who finds the screw. Oh, I got a free Xbox. I found it first. So this is what happens when you have a 30-second delay. I always win the hide and go seek prizes. This is nearly stripped. I don't like that. Let's try that guy. The short and stubby. Man, he virtually stripped this screw. There we go. Cool. Okay. Don't you love live TV? It's just great. Let's see what is inside this Taito Type X3. I guess I could open up that top panel to verify the hard drive first. In fact, I'll do that after I take off these 4 screws. Keep in mind, again, this is a multi-image, so the original 320 gig mechanical hard drive is no longer inside of this computer from Taito. There's a logo, which is cool. I do kind of wish the machine was a little less beat up, but, you know, this is something that was in an arcade machine to make money, so I kind of understand. It does not seem like those 4 screws were enough to even make this lid even so much as budge even a little bit. If you know how to open up a Taito Type X3, let me know in the chat. Because I do have a GTX 1060 to install in here, so I'm not just opening this up for show and tell. I actually do need to get into this. The cracked BIOS has already been installed by the modder, so I don't need to do anything there. I just need to be able to open it up and install the GPU. And then I should be pretty much good to go. I've heard that upgrading the CPU doesn't really do anything, and this already has the i5, which I believe is the top tier configuration, at least that came stock, although you can put an i7 from the same generation in here without modifying anything. All right, here we go. Okay, all right, so there's the SSD. It looks like we have a fairly generic name brand SP. I don't think I've ever heard of this SP. It does look like it's a 1 terabit, so that's good. I'll take that. There's a bit of a peak in there. If we can figure out how to get in there, I can replace the GPU. Looks like all the RAM is filled, which is cool. I do wonder if he's upgraded the RAM. I don't know, frankly. I don't know if that's a stock heatsink. I have a few of those. They're good budget drives. Oh, okay, good. Well, that's a plus. I've never heard of SP. The acronym could have all sorts of meanings, from, I don't know, small penis. Oh, Amazon. Okay, well, there you go. Do you think these need to come off along the sides? I'm assuming yes. I'm assuming maybe there's an inner lip that these all kind of attach to. Obviously these here, I was gonna say they were for the fan, but then maybe not. Maybe not. Obviously this is power supply down here, so I probably don't want to fuck with that. I don't want to mess with these because that looks like it holds down that I/O. Frankly, actually, now that makes me nervous about these too. Maybe it is these, because these type of bolts would typically be for a case. Am I wrong? Maybe I should just do one and push on the fan and see if it becomes loose. I mean, that's a way. It doesn't seem like that's really any looser. However, it does look like that inner cage is right here. So that could be still tied to that. I don't know what I'm doing. What's new about that? Nothing. So it looks like screws for the power supply. Those, the big ones? Okay, well that's not good. Should I take out these tiny screws here? There's 2 in the back there, 2 on each side, and I think there might be a couple in the front. I can put the... Oh shit, yeah, you're right. That's a power supply. I don't know why I didn't... My brain is too busy filming and not busy thinking. So yeah, I'm just gonna put that back and just pretend like I never took that off. And yeah, there we go. That's fine. Put this over here. The chat is delayed, so I'm just kind of waiting for someone to chime in. And by someone, I mean the only person who's been chatting so far. I can't imagine taking these off would harm anything per se, because at least knowing how a PC is built, there's nothing really over here. And these screws are so short that it does feel like all it is here. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, Yahtzee, we found it. So let's take these off then, since we're on the right. I can't tell from the camera angle. Okay, well, unfortunately, I can't zoom out. I can go backwards, but that's it. I don't know why. YouTube seems to have a fascination with not giving anyone any native camera controls, so zooming features are not something that you have access to while you're doing a YouTube live. However, I do dare say that I think this might be the last screw to open up this Taito Type X3. Exciting times. 2 people clearly at the edge of their seat as one person tries to film, unscrew a screw, and, you know, keep things in frame while also riffing. Dry sarcasm for over 45 minutes. I'm excited. Well, I'm glad. You know, this is why I do this. I mean, it's not. This is mine. This is for me. It's not like I ship it to you. But I'm here to share the experience with you as a good second prize. Or maybe to just inspire you to get your own. That could be a thing. Why does everything have to be so negative, you know? It could be positive. It does appear that there's 2 screws back here, but I just want to make sure I'm not... Oh boy, I don't know. Yeah, I think those might... Ooh, no, it looks like the brace back there. Oh man. Okay, nope, we're good. How far back does this go? Oh, Jesus. Lessons were learned. I'm gonna have to put the phone down. Hold on. That was a surprise. It shouldn't have been a surprise. As you'll remember, we took the screws off the hard drive bay. Probably should have remembered that before, you know, yanking the door open upside down. So let's put these back on here before we rip out the hard drive completely out of the motherboard. So what's everyone's plans for the holiday? For me, tomorrow is my Friday, so that's nice. As I took Friday off. For some reason, my company only gave us Thursday off. I don't really understand that. Like, what am I supposed to do exactly on July 4th that, you know, I don't see anywhere to mount a screw there, so that's interesting. I don't know, it's just weird. It's like you can't stay up late. I don't drink, but I mean, you wouldn't be able to drink. This seems like a weird day to have off and then come back the next day only to go back once again to work. I don't know. Does that seem weird to anybody else? So I took a day. I have no idea what was here. Something might have fallen down. Oh, it's that bracket. It screws into that bracket. Well, okay, well, good to know. That's fine. We don't have to do that just now. So this is the inside. So there's the SSD, or where the original mechanical drive was. And it looks like, I'm wondering if there's an easy, nice place for me to put this without yanking on it. Maybe. There we are. Okay. So it looks like it has an MSI Twin Frozer 3. I don't know exactly what kind of card. Again, I'm assuming it's a 660 or a 660 Ti, being that that's what it came with. I just don't know if it originally came with an MSI or not, frankly. That looks like an awfully nice looking card for something that was never supposed to be seen, especially from that era, so who knows? Here we have the Taito Type X3 custom rear I/O. So you have some dip switches here. You have a JVS, fast I/O, main and sub Ethernet jacks there. And it looks like a power light of some sort. Then you have the main the main motherboard I/O here. And it looks like there's two card. Oh no, it's just the one card. What is this then? I don't know what that is here. It looks like it's whatever this is here with this handle or something. I don't know what that is actually. It creates a hole into the case, which is weird. I've never seen something like that. It could just be a handle to be able to pull it in and out of the arcade machine, but I'm frankly kind of guessing at this point. We can grab the GPU. It's over there, but I do have some stuff in my way. However, I'm not a big guy. I might be able to slinky my way through here without disrupting anything. There we go. See, that was easy. All right, so this is the 1060. It's a single fan. I've heard from some people that some double fan setups didn't fit, and they basically said to most certainly stay away from all triple fan setups. I can understand the triple fan setup, but I'll be honest with you, I think most double fans would fit. But, you know, it's always good to play it safe, and I think this is a good option nonetheless. It seems to be a well-reviewed card. So we can just put that down for a second. I'm kind of wondering if we should take this off of here first, just to give us the ability to pull this straight up. I have a feeling that that'll get in the way. It looks like it'd be fairly straightforward. I see 2 screws and then just this ribbon cable here. I mean, I think that's safe. I just noticed that this rear I/O directly attaches via this cable to this mystery I/O here. So that just must be how this communicates directly to the motherboard, which would explain why there's no ports here, because the ports are already here. So we're learning. We're learning as we go on. But I will say this box is a lot bigger than I anticipated. I'm really glad I moved the internal fan power supply to the side of the coin door. I have a feeling that I'm going to really appreciate that once I try fitting this in there. As to whether or not I can fit this in plus the 246, I'll be honest with you. If I can, it's going to be by a hair. This thing is pretty well massive. So I don't exactly have a lot of confidence that that's going to be a thing, unfortunately. So let's just put this off here to the side, drape it on the heatsink. Should be okay. It's not touching the motherboard or any other type of component. Let's undo the power. Actually, before we go on further, I just want to verify. Yep, same power, so I don't need any more power from the PSU. I don't know if it offers me another PSU cable or not, in case I had more pins. Now this is where it gets funky. I have to figure out where the release is on the motherboard, and I fear it's between these 2 boards. I could be wrong. Actually, you know what? I think I found it. It's that... Man, I wish I could zoom in. I finally took a day off Friday, an MSI GPU, maybe Airflow. Yep, it's an MSI GPU, and you took off Friday. Good for you. Yeah, so it's that white clip there. I think I should be able to reach it without taking out that Taito custom I/O. But it's going to get a little dicey up in here. I might need my trusty long screwdriver from Be Quiet. Hashtag not brought to you by Be Quiet. And if you keep bothering me, be quiet. Brought to you by Be Quiet. I always hate doing this because all these locking mechanisms are always slightly kind of different in where they release. And I don't like the idea of poking just because it's ancient hardware, number 1, and number 2, there's a capacitor right there. So, also it doesn't seem to be... Oh boy, that did not feel good. That did not feel good. I don't like that. That was not fun. Let's not do that again. I don't always break my hardware as soon as it comes in, but, you know, I'll try anything on a live stream once. For the subs, I guess. I don't know. I'm just riffing at this point. I can't see it on the right side, but I can see that release clip there, that little white clip there. But it does not seem to want to go down or up. So that's a thing. Any ideas are welcome. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to go down. I hate, like, GPU releases. I really do. I think it's one of those things I would definitely change. Along with front I/O pins. Man, that is in there. Actually, it looks like it might pull out and then up. Oh, yes. I think I figured it out. You didn't unscrew the GPU. Well, you know, I know. I'm getting to it now. Thank you. It's been a day, dude. No, 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 no. But I do think it's not like a typical GPU release. It looks like you have to push it towards that fan. See, you keep me around for something. Yes, well, I wouldn't want to get bored now, would I? The Chinese child that put these screws in had the might of Zeus. So, hopefully he grew up big and strong. Oh. Okay. I guess it was already unclipped from my shenanigans earlier. Or not. Oh, now it is. All right. Huzzah! Yay! Woo! All right. There's a sneak peek in there. And a look at the card. Pretty nice looking card, I won't lie. I mean, it's dated looking, obviously. But for that era, I mean, this would have been a really nice GPU. It is a product of China. Twin Frozer 3. It's got DVI out, HDMI, and DisplayPort. I'm not really seeing much other things in terms of markings. It doesn't actually state which card it is. I'm 90% sure it's a 660, though. So let's put the new one in, shall we? I know you're not supposed to put things on carpet. I'm careful. I don't. Doesn't matter. None of this matters. I'm talking about super old hardware. This card literally costs like $50 shipped. We'll live. Everything is fine. Yep, that's in there. All right, that was easy. Clip that boy in there. Cool. And put the screws back in for the GPU. Oy. There we go. Looks actually like it'll only need 2. Yes, I'm aware. I know, I'm sorry. Oh my God. It's very difficult to do. You know what? Screw this. I have a phone holder for a reason. And I also almost knocked over this thing. Let's not do that, shall we? All right, here. There we go. Look at that. It's almost like I've done this before. I just realized the camera view is a beautiful image of the top of my hairy hand. I hope that does something for you. Here at Ignignxkt, we really like to serve all 16 genders and all their kinks. Ah, Lord. The world is a funny place these days, isn't it? Speaking of which, apparently, oops. Oops is generally not the word you want to hear while putting together a computer from the early 2000s. Well, that needs to come out, because if it doesn't, when it's turned on, you'll know. That'll be bad. Here, we're gonna have to turn it on its side. But no, apparently YouTube has made it so you can't say the word fuck or fucking. And it's not just in the first like minute or two like it used to be. It's now throughout the video. So if you do, you're demonetized. Period. I hear it. Oh, I heard it, I should say. It'd be really handy if I didn't have this door connected. So let's take that off, shall we? I don't even think the other ribbon was attached, so that's interesting. Yep, there she is. Alright. I think these are aluminum because it does not appear to be magnetic. That's the whole reason why it fell in, by the way. I thought my screwdriver was holding on to it, and it clearly was not. So, live and learn. Let's put this back on, shall we? Come on. Come on. Face its strength. Come on, come on. Oh, Lord. All right. I wasn't going into this thinking I was building a PC today, but I guess this is the mindset I have to get myself into. Fun little fact, so apparently in my confusion yesterday, I reached out to Brooke for technical support, kind of blaming them for having broken adapters. Kind of feel bad about that, and this poor guy, despite me telling him like 3 times today that I no longer need his help, doesn't seem to understand that because he's like Chinese or Indian or whatever. I don't know. They always have a fake name, so it's difficult to tell. So he keeps just asking me questions throughout the day, which makes me feel guilty. So that's a thing. I wasn't angry about it or anything. I was just asking for help. But I don't know if he thinks that maybe I feel guilty and I'm just trying to not waste his time or something. But either way, it's been an all-day thing. He really does not want to let me go away without resolving my ticket. And I don't know how else to say that he can close the ticket without just saying anything more than close the ticket. I don't need any help. I mean, I've literally said what it was, and I told him it wasn't the problem of the Brook adapter. I just assumed that it was based on my initial observations. Yeah. Let it be known, though. I mean, at least they're trying to be helpful. I'll be honest with you, I really wasn't terribly convinced that they would get back to me at all, so that's good. It's good to know, just in case in the future if I have any problems. It's good to know that within 24 hours they'll be trying to reach out to me, so that's good. If you have any problems with your Brook adapter, then you can at least rest easy knowing that they won't screw you over. And this isn't really screwing in, so I got the one side into the custom IO. This other screw seems to be a little bit more elusive. Oh, there it goes. There we go. There we go. All right, so custom IO is back in. The brand new GPU is in here. Now we just need to reconnect the hard drive, which would be these two cables, and we're set. I'm not upgrading the CPU. Like I said, apparently the difference between the i5 and the i7 is not noticeable, at least on this machine. And we are talking about a second gen i5 and a second gen i7, so I mean, we're not talking about sheer power. Clearly the bottleneck is the GPU, more than likely. However, apparently, even including something as new as a 10 series like I did here, it will utilize to some degree. So that's good. That's good to hear. I think the Taito logo is facing this way, if memory serves me right. So we need to connect that here. I really do wish the hard drive was virtually anywhere else. This seems really inconvenient. I guess if you're an arcade operator, you could just open up that door. So maybe that's someone's preference. But like, this cable seems awfully short, which is probably why it ripped out to begin with. Frankly speaking, even if we were just accessing it via the door, it looks like I have barely enough room. Let's see, which side is the L shape? The L shape is on the right. Okay, well, I have it correct, so that's a plus. And it's connected. All right, there we go. Let's put that back down here. Make sure nothing's pinching. That seems like it wants to pinch. It appears that there's a GPU holder here that is getting in the way of the new GPU. So this thing here is like a rubber stop, and it seems to want to hit this. So we might want to just get rid of that completely. I don't see that actually helping me at all in this case, so no one told me about any of this, so I really wasn't expecting half these things to go wrong. I don't like that screwdriver. There we go. That's much better. assuming this is going to fall into the chassis. So if it makes a noise, I apologize. Or not. That's confusing. How is this being held? Oh, that third screw here. Okay, got it, fair enough. Okay, I am very confused. It does not feel like it's about to fall off. Huh. It, Okay. It seems to be welded in, maybe? Or something? It's difficult to tell, especially since I have this hard drive connected. Maybe I can just finagle it. Because that thing slid, so maybe it won't hit anymore. I have no clue how this goes back in. Okay. Yeah. I guess that's fine. Yeah, it seems to be perfectly on either side of it. It's not really, it's only holding on one side, so I'm just gonna put the screws in so it's not rattling around. Because if I lock it in as it sits, then at least I know that it's not gonna go anywhere else. In fact, actually, these two screws are now completely blocked, so I'll just screw in this one. I guess one's better than nothing. Hopefully. It's weird. It's very much a PC, like a stock ass PC, but this this case is definitely unique. So they made it just different enough to be annoying and to keep you on your toes, but familiar enough to make anyone who's ever built a PC think that they know what they're doing. So that's interesting. I'm assuming the game just came via hard drive like this. So the arcade owner would only have to pop open the panel, replace the hard drive, and then turn it back on. And with the multi-image, it's essentially what we're doing, except all the hard drives are plugged in at the same time and we're given a GUI. So, if that gives you an idea of what we're dealing with here. So let's get this sealed back in. And then I don't know, do you guys want to see if it fits inside the Vuelix, or are you guys done? I'll leave it up to you. It's going in there tonight regardless. Okay, there we go. That seems to be hitting something. That is definitely not going in straight. It needs to go in this way here. It's kind of going in sideways, yeah. I don't like that. Let's try to find a screw that's not lined up, and then hopefully that'll straighten out the other ones here. Here we go. You know what I think I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna end it here, and then I can show it inside the cabinet, because it's going to be really hard to film and then move this guy around at the same time. And I think it would just make it go easier, and that way I'm not wasting both of our time. So I do hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully the Nessica card reader was a nice surprise. If you missed that, it's right here. Ooh, nice. And then the Xbox 360 Model E, which is a direct replacement for the Model E that I have right now, and then the Type X3, which I'm really excited about. This should be a lot of fun. I'll probably need help along the way, so Tuna, Retro Tuna, if you're listening, there's a shout out to you. I'm sure we'll be in touch. If you haven't subscribed to Retro Tuna, be sure to do so. And if I could remember your flippin' name, go ahead and subscribe to 8232-Blitz with 2 Z's, apparently. He's in the process of trying to sleep, and he's almost there. And if he could just get a few more subscriptions, then he might finally get some well-deserved rest. Anyway, this has been Ignignxkt, signing off.